Contraception is a significant topic in religious education, particularly when considering its ethical, moral, and theological implications across different religious traditions. Contraception refers to methods or devices used to prevent a woman from becoming pregnant. These methods work in various ways, such as by preventing the sperm from reaching the egg, inhibiting ovulation, or creating conditions in the uterus that are unfavorable for implantation. Contraception allows individuals and couples to exercise control over if and when they want to have children, which is central to many discussions on family planning, health, and morality. The Roman Catholic Church has a well-established stance against the use of artificial contraception. This position is rooted in the Church's teachings on the sanctity of life and the purpose of sexual relations. According to Catholic doctrine, sexual intercourse has two primary purposes: the unitive, strengthening the bond between spouses, and the procreative, openness to the creation of new life. The use of artificial contraception, such as condoms, birth control pills, or sterilization, is seen as interfering with the procreative aspect of sex, thus violating natural law as perceived by the Church. The Church teaches that each sexual act should remain open to the possibility of conception, and as such, only natural methods of family planning, which involve monitoring a woman's natural fertility cycle, are considered morally acceptable. This belief is based on encyclicals like Humanae Vitae issued by Pope Paul VI in 1968, which emphasizes the inherent connection between sex and procreation and the moral implications of separating the two. In contrast, Jewish attitudes toward contraception vary significantly between Orthodox and Progressive, or Reform, Jews, reflecting broader differences in interpreting Jewish law, halacha. Orthodox Judaism tends to be more restrictive regarding contraception, particularly artificial methods. Orthodox rabbis often emphasize the importance of procreation, as commanded in the Torah, where the mitzvah, commandment, to be fruitful and multiply is central. However, some Orthodox authorities may permit the use of contraception in specific circumstances, such as when a woman's health is at risk or when spacing children is necessary for the well-being of the family. This approach is typically guided by consultations with a rabbi and considers the individual circumstances of the couple. On the other hand, progressive Jews are generally more accepting of contraception. They interpret the commandments related to procreation more flexibly, prioritizing the quality of life for existing and potential children, as well as the health and autonomy of the woman. In progressive Judaism, the decision to use contraception is often viewed as a personal choice, with an emphasis on individual conscience and the responsible stewardship of family life. This perspective is in line with the broader progressive approach to Jewish law, which often seeks to harmonize traditional Jewish values with contemporary ethical and social concerns. Within Islam, attitudes toward contraception are varied and complex, reflecting the diversity of interpretations of Islamic teachings. Islamic law, Sharia, does not universally prohibit contraception, and many Islamic scholars permit its use under certain conditions. The permissibility of contraception in Islam generally hinges on the intentions behind its use and the methods employed. If contraception is used to preserve the health of the mother, ensure the well-being of existing children, or for other valid reasons, many scholars agree that it can be permissible. This perspective is often based on the principle of maslahah, public interest, and the consideration of maqasid al-sharia, the objectives of Islamic law, which include the protection of life and family. However, there are differences within the Muslim world regarding the acceptability of specific methods of contraception. Some conservative scholars may argue against certain forms of contraception that are viewed as permanently altering or interfering with natural processes, such as sterilization or long-term hormonal methods. Others may emphasize that any contraceptive method should not prevent conception entirely but should be used to space pregnancies or limit family size for legitimate reasons. Additionally, cultural and regional practices significantly influence how contraception is perceived and used in different Muslim communities, leading to a wide range of attitudes within the broader Islamic tradition. In summary, the topic of contraception in religious education involves understanding the interplay between religious teachings, moral values, and contemporary practices. While the Roman Catholic Church maintains a firm stance against artificial contraception, emphasizing natural law and the procreative purpose of sex, Jewish and Islamic perspectives are more varied. Orthodox Jews generally hold more conservative views, while progressive Jews tend to allow for greater personal choice in family planning. Similarly, Islamic attitudes toward contraception vary widely, with many scholars permitting its use under certain conditions, guided by the principles of Islamic law and the well-being of the family. These differences reflect the broader diversity within and between religious traditions, highlighting the complex ways in which faith communities navigate modern ethical challenges.